I'm drinking this
It's
one tonight.
Ooh, love it. Love y'all.
I don't know how I'm gonna like it though. It's hot. Like
Let me
I
take me another little sip before we get started. Yes, Judy, drink that water, hydrate. Yes, and I'm gonna drink this Crown. And yes, and yeah. So, do tell, what was the last funny video you saw?
I feel like every day I'm seeing something on Instagram. I be seeing 1,000 of them jumps. I can't even think of the last one I seen that was funny
I
though.
think mine that I just laughed off of was I laughed because it was stupid, but the guy talking about he got the 7 baby mamas and he told them, I don't know if y'all seen that one, and he told them not to get pregnant by him. He giving them plan B, and they still. I was like, this nigga is a deadbeat.
With seven kids, he like those. I'm not claiming them. That's
Like I'm not claiming them. I told them to take a plan B. Like, you brave dude.
Sheesh. But it's kind of on the women too, because if he was talking that, and you already see like he don't have no kids around him. I mean, he seems to be clearly freely talking about this, so it's not like it seems to be a secret.
Yep.
Girl, do better.
Yeah.
Do better.
I think the last one I saw is this girl was like helping her boyfriend look for his phone, but it was in her.
Oh yes, that was funny. I seen
like
that joke.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
That joke was funny.
That was funny.
Oh, you know what joint I seen that was funny? I don't know if y'all seen it, but the joke where they be like hide under the coat, holding the door, and it was like, no, that's funny. But it was like it was like he had it under his jacket. No, acting like you under. I gotta find it, but it was like
they
like
hide it under his coat because he
lost
everything or some shit like that. That shit was funny.
The joints were funny.
It's like, baby, I don't have the upper body strength to be doing shit like that. Like,
okay.
I seen a girl. She was under the bed. She had a hoodie on, but it was painted like a basketball, and it was just enough under the bed where it looked like a son. I did not notice until she moved. I was like, oh no,
hey, that is too.
That is funny.
That is funny.
I like that's kind of like the one with the bear when he got inside the bear. Did y'all see that? He got inside one of them.
And then he got up.
Bears.
I don't like that.
My First of all, on fire.
I might just pee.
Fucking much.
Oh no. All right, let me ask y'all this: oceans or mountains, and why? Which one?
What you prefer?
Yeah. Wherever your mind takes you on this, oceans or mountains?
Oceans.
Yeah, I say ocean because my big ass ain't trying to climb up no mountains. I could cruise on a little yacht boat or a cruise boat on somebody.
Or just even lay by the beach in the ocean. You know, I can stay above water, but a mountain, hell no.
And I think about, I'm too big for that shit. That's cute though. Give me a little water.
Yeah,
a little water. We talking about ocean.
Yeah, I can float in water. My big ass can float in water. Just relax. Don't think about nothing. Just lay back. The mountains.
You are tired.
The mountains could be peaceful though. Like if y'all ever been to the mountains, like it could be real peaceful, especially if it like snow or something like that. Yeah.
It is peaceful because when we went, right, it was nice.
I was just about to say. So I guess it depends on how you interpret it, right? Like, so for me, I think of views, not which one I'm actually going to be interacting with. But I do like mountains. I don't know.
Beautiful view. Like you said,
it is. It's beautiful. It is beautiful.
It make you feel like you like tucked away from the world and shit.
Exactly. Look at us, Judy. We like to be hidden, Chad.
Meanwhile, I want to vote like,
Did they go?
Waving that car from the boat.
That's me waving on the boat, jumping up there. Now you can't do all that. You got to be all quiet because you don't want no animals coming all out. People want to view the scenery, so everybody all quiet.
Then the beds be opening your door and shit, coming in and getting them a meal.
Oh no!
Like, what's going on?
One wrong, yeah, and you over the top in the ocean. I don't like to believe it still. Because I don't care what y'all talking about. I float. Yeah, so you panicking because you in the water randomly. Yeah, but yeah, both have beautiful views. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just getting to know y'all. Like I don't know y'all. What color would describe you?
Brown.
Brown. Okay.
Yeah. The color of my skin, brown girl magic. A little melanin. It's always powerful. It's a strong statement in itself. Brown.
That's a good one. I like
a good one.
And I think it's fitting of you as well.
Yeah. Not to steal hers.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would say like a yellow or like a pink, like some bright, like always bringing, because I just feel like I'm bringing the vibes wherever I'm at. I'm bringing the sun, the vibes, and all. So I would say something like that. Like
I like that. A little sunny, a little glow.
I always have a good time with Shonda. Even if we was just going to Panera Bread, we had a good time.
Yeah.
Judy? I'm
I
curious
don't know, because I just feel like I be so like mellow. I just go with the flow.
You might be blue. Blue.
Yeah,
so
maybe. I can see probably blue. Yeah.
I'm giving you a light blue. Blue.
Like a sky blue. A little mellow.
Yeah.
I feel like mine is about to be so extra. Because would you consider marble a color? I don't know.
I'm going to say for you, glitter.
That was more what I was thinking about. Glitter. Some that, a nice
that pop.
Shine, gold, some that pop and shine.
Y'all the best. Thank y'all for that.
I wouldn't say marble. Marble is like all over.
Marble is giving dry.
Yeah,
it's giving. Yeah, it's giving.
Like a pink and white marble. Like I don't know. I like that. But yeah, if I had to pick, honestly, for myself, I even would say like red, because I feel like red is like racy and like energy and bold. With a little evil, not evil, but I'm trying to say a little.
I know what you're saying, like a little mischievous, a little bit. What's so crazy? Because every time I used to see the color red for the longest, I know pink is a color of yours, but I always said red is her color because you always had like a red nail or something red. Red. Younger, I always associated you with like the color red. When I see red, I'm like, all right. Like I always thought of you with red.
And I used to be wearing that red lipstick back in the day.
I think everybody went through a little red lipstick phase.
I'm telling you.
I had this little cute red matte lipstick. You couldn't tell
me. Especially a matte. Can't go wrong.
I can't afford it. Sorry. Beauty supply store, and I'm gonna put it
and ain't nothing wrong with those either.
Ain't nothing wrong neither, because as you get older, you realize they all do the same thing.
I like what I like.
So this kind of keeping our opinions open and stuff. I wanted to ask y'all this as well. Like, what is the best comfort food in your opinion?
Macaroni and cheese.
Ooh.
I could eat it all day, every day.
I would say I like cabbage. Like,
cabbage.
And sweets and stuff. Y'all,
I was thinking ice cream and sweets too.
But like a comfort food, like if you said, ice cream or
but just a good comfort. Okay.
Yeah, but like a good comfort.
My comfort.
I think of like soul food when I think of like comfort.
Yeah, like that stuff.
I just won't or if I'm just like snacking, or what I'm saying, it'd be like ice cream or chocolate or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you say comfort, I do think of like Southern. I think of like my mama cooking me a plate and it's full of like all those soulful type of items. So I do think of like soul food too. But like my personal I love me some pizza. Everybody know me. I love pizza. I can eat pizza every day for real. I love pizza.
For me, it's anything I could pop in my mouth, like popcorn, maybe some Skittles. I don't know if it's the gesture of it that just brings me comfort, but like just pop a little Skittle or a little Starburst. I don't know, anything that sunflower seeds. I like to discard them. I love
that used to be
shell out.
Yeah, but I say that was a lot of people comfort food. My uncle used to do sunflower seeds because he used to drive Metro and he would need it to like help him stay up. So he'd like pop like sunflower seeds in his mouth.
I tell you what, that shit. One time I ate so many sunflower seeds. Someone, I swear to you, my feet and my hands like almost like swelled.
I believe it.
So many. I ate like a
There's so much salt.
bag in one
I
sitting.
was gonna say that salt inside does
Never
it's
did
so good. Like I remember my lips. My mom used to like quit eating because like my lips, the top part of your lips be just raw.
Raw.
But
I'm not the only one that experienced that. Okay. All
Because
right.
once you start eating them, you kind of can't stop. So,
especially the busting flavors like the ranch jump, nacho cheese jump,
the ranch and nacho cheese.
Hold tight, because the dill pickle is a vibe for me as well.
Yeah, dill pickle is good.
All right, let me ask y'all something else. I'm just all in y'all business. So what's a form of self-expression you've been too hesitant to try? To help understand this question, I'm going to answer it. I have never been one to have, like my sis Trina, different hair colors. You probably have only seen me with one hair color because I just am so afraid to step out there and like I don't know how that's going to be on my face. So I won't do it. I just will stick to what I know. I love it. I think it's beautiful. And yeah, but like I don't know.
I say for me, clothing items. I stick to like one type of clothing item. I think I get nervous when it's like too much skin or like the areas I feel that's flawed or like I dislike, I'd be too scared to put on, which might be like a self-expression that's like confidence. But like clothes and stuff like that be showing like too much of like the areas I dislike, I be staying away from. I go to like the stuff I know I'm going to look good in versus the stuff I see like, oh, that's cute. I wonder how I look. I be like, let me go ahead to my little legging set and keep it cute. Like I go to the same kind of clothes.
For me, I know it might be crazy, but like lace fronts, like wigs, like I like hair. I like changing my hair up and stuff like that. But to me, I'm just so scared to do a lace front because like how they look, trust me, I've seen some bad ones, but I just feel like on me, it's not going to look like that. I need that natural. I just think I need a little natural, little leave out from here. There's a little one too. I'm not with the lace fronts. Like I can't get into it. I'm so scared to try it.
For me, it's gonna be makeup. Makeup has never really been my thing. I've had my face beat several times, but as soon as whatever I'm doing is over, that shit is coming off. Like makeup is just not for me at all. I don't hate it, but I don't see me getting up every day or doing it to myself. Like maybe like a little lip, maybe a little eye, but other than that, no.
I like makeup, but I don't have to have it every day. Like if I'm going somewhere and I want to put on some clothes, just give myself a little pop, I will. But it's not something I'd be like, I gotta do every day. Like some people, they gotta do it every day, and they're not that they're ugly or nothing like that.
They just love it,
like it, and gotta do their makeup every day.
I wish I had the energy because I would. I love makeup. Like I love it. Yeah, it's the energy to put into doing that jump. Like it's like. I really feel like it, but I love like after I do some makeup.
Yeah. I've seen some really nice makeup looks, and I'd be like, oh, I just wish I had I had that in me. I don't have it in me.
Talking about affording stuff, I can't afford it like that.
Yeah, it is expensive too.
Makeup is expensive.
It is. As of lately, I've got to the point like where I'll do like an eyebrow and stuff like that, and I'll try different things, but it's definitely not an everyday thing. But for again to y'all point, the ones that do that makeup, even like Halloween time, like how people really
the details.
Yeah, like
creative.
I want to do it. Like I always be like, if I'm going to a nice Halloween party, I would love to do like to go all out. But then again, I'd be like, nope, because I don't need all that on. Who got time to do all that?
First of all, I'll be sweating at this point. I mean, sweating,
right?
And the eyeball just dripping down. It's not gonna work.
Exactly.
It's not gonna work. This Halloween party's over.
And see me, I forget makeup is on my face, so then I be to like touch my face or something like that. It happens every time. It never fails.
You know, we can't go wrong with a little lash though. Catch me with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love a
That
lash.
makeup on my lashes is gonna
I love
stink.
a lash.
That's me. I was just gonna say that I'm gonna throw some lashes on. Like I'll throw some lashes. I throw lashes on and no other makeup. I mean,
You don't need it. That and
It enhances your face so much.
mhm.
It does so much.
I be giving little boy than grown woman when I
And
take the
earrings, I
lashes
feel like
off.
No,
I
for
feel
real.
like I can't go nowhere without like earrings. Like out the house, I gotta have on some type of earrings. I don't care what it is. Where I'm going, I need on an earring.
Yeah, I need a little study stud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We really be having good conversation. We really need to push this out. I feel like I was worried about making this two ladies because I wanted like everybody to be able to enjoy it. But this is really fucking ladies' night. So like, at this point, like that's just what it is. And if a fella watches, great. But I mean, this is really for the ladies.
Hey.
So
They could watch the goddamn radio show. Is
yes, watch it and just give us a like. You ain't gotta watch the whole thing. You know,
Or
give
take
us
a little notes. Maybe
Mhm.
take it, jog it down, know what a lady like, and you take that as a mental note. It ain't got always be about y'all.
Yep.
That's true.
And just because it's ladies' night don't mean we dogging men.
We sure ain't, but by all means, some of y'all ain't shit.
Mhm.
I mean, it ain't. Just saying. But you know, that's a different topic for a different show.
Talk about it.
Okay. So talking about giving advice, right? And when we kick out, and we just all expression this episode, but like, how do you deal with pressure and stress personally? I mean, my thoughts.
Honestly, I
If we
tend
not
not
figured
to
it out,
do it.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, do I really deal with it?
I'm gonna have to say, honestly, I probably smoke me a blunt
Yep.
and what Drizzy say, burn me up a list of my regrets, like, and then I sleep on it, and then I'm just like the next day it's just like, all right, now what
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
gonna
have
do.
time. I think like I don't have time to deal with stress, like you said, because it's always something going. So like you said, I'm gonna smoke me a little blunt, may have me a little drink, 1, 2, a shot, and I'm gonna be good. As long as I got this wood, we okay now. If I don't have the wood, find me one.
I ain't even gonna lie, I'm very solution based. So for me, I feel like only way I'm like really dealing with it is when I come up with a solution. Like, how am I gonna fix this? I'm a very fix this type of person. Like, I need to fix this. How am I gonna fix it? And then I kind of go from there. But I don't try to let it get the best of me. But I am very solution based. Like, I need a solution.
Damn, I might cry about it. You may not see me, but I might cry about it. Because I need to get mad at myself. Because why are we crying again? Okay.
But it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry.
It is.
You said the key word. You may not see me cry. You know what I'm saying? Like just because you cry don't mean it's for everybody to see. But you may need to go in that corner or go in that bathroom or sit in your car and cry it out. So don't feel bad for crying. Like you said, don't be mad at yourself on why you crying. Because obviously, I cry when I get mad. Like I can be mad and tears gonna come down my eyes. So don't look at it as a sign of weakness. Cry if you need to cry.
That's a fact. I gotta let it out. Like I have to reset. Like at some point my cup runneth over and I have got to decompress. And I do that and then I feel better. And I think the reason I get mad or like get on your shit is because it's like you let shit get to this point. I'm very accountable. I try to be like, this is something you had the ability to change and you didn't. So ain't no point of crying. You made your decision, stands on that. And now move on.
Yeah, keep pushing.
But I definitely might have to have me a cry about it. And it may hit me months later again. And then I'll have a moment and move on. Because I be struggling to get over stuff. I hold on to some shit, low-key.
I'm a thinker too. Like I would think about something and I would let something out. I might not talk about it right away because I know like my anger sometimes will get the best of me. So sometimes like when I'm really stressed, I will just sit and be in a quiet state, nothing on by myself. Just like you said, just thinking of a way to get out of it because us as women, as Black women, we don't have time to sit and mope on it. You gotta keep
get it out the mind.
Another thing that I noticed I use faith. That's another thing that I should have mentioned actually first, because when I am stressed or going through something, I'm automatically go to my Bible devotions, like always. Like I'm gonna find one that fits my mood or whatever I'm going through. I'm gonna hit that Bible. So I'm very into like my spiritual side. So I use that too.
That's what's up. And I should have said that too, because that's definitely, I need to get more into that, because I go through phases where that's like my, my go-to, and then it's like I run astray, and then I come back. I never am disrespectful, in my opinion. Sorry, God, if I am. Like my first go-to, you know what I'm saying? I might need me a little sip or whatever it is I need, and that's I need to do better with that. So real shit, real right. All right. Let's get into something. Let's talk shit about people. Okay, friend turn-offs, like anything that like a friend or something does and you just like, nah. No.
Yeah, I got a few of them Jones. I got a few of them Jones. I did.
My camera's like a bite my taco. Talk about it, Trina.
I'm trying to think of a way to put it, because I'm thinking of like scenarios, but not like the way I want to put it.
I'm gonna tell you one that I don't like. I don't like people who are rude to like service people.
Oh yeah, I don't like that.
Yes. Oh, that's a pet peeve. That is a big pet peeve.
I don't like that shit either. I don't like rude people in general.
And you fucking playing.
Yeah.
Like, stop.
It's a difference from it's when it comes to like food service people or anybody in general. It's a difference on how you say something, or like if something's wrong, because I am first to send my food back if it's not right, but I'm not gonna be rude about it unless it's coming on to me. Like I would just, hey, this is not what I ordered. Can I get what I ordered? I will, because I'm paying for it. So I'm big on sending my food back if it's not right, or if it's hot. I mean, if it's cold, I will send my food back. But I'm not rude about it. And I hate when they are rude to people about it, because especially playing with your food.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's one thing if it's like something not right, but it's another thing for you to just be going off for no reason. Calm down. I don't even want my food no more. Like,
I don't want this shit. I don't even want to eat here no more. They go sit in my shit, and they have every right to, because
you playing games.
Because you playing
games with these people.
Trying to get into it. Oh, anything else? Like, because it's gotta be more.
I know this might sound crazy, but anything that is like to make me question your character, I think is like a big turn off. And there's different things that can contribute to that. But like when I hear you speak, or like how you handle situations, when I feel like it's like kind of shady, or like you moving, not necessarily towards me, but like other people, like say you talk about the situation and I hear you talk about it and you moving fun, like that shit turns me off too, because I'd be like questioning you as a person, like.
Yeah, that was one of my
like that.
Like if you once you show me something, or somebody show me something that I don't like loyalty, anything, like anything, once you show it to me, and if it's something that is just not right with me, the whole friendship is off. Like
even when it's not even involving me. I do that shit too. Like I can have a conversation with you and it's about somebody else, and you moving funny, or you just like wilding, I'll still be like, that's wild as shit.
Especially
because if you could do that,
we both, or we all
mutually know,
like we all are supposed to be cool with.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. It throws me off.
Here right now, you want to just dog them? No.
Yeah, I don't like stuff like that. I don't really like it.
I just don't like phony shit. Be 100 with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I don't like when I have friends who, I guess,
you trying to figure out how to put it. That's how it was. I'm like trying to figure out words to put with, like,
I don't know, and this is probably really wrong, but I have a problem with friends who have a problem expressing themselves to me, and I think I take it personal, because it's like I feel like I'm a very open person. So you ain't gotta do that for me. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta You ain't gotta fake the kick it. You know what I'm saying? Or you ain't gotta do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't like that shit neither.
Cause
Or like friends who can't take it. Like if I see you doing something wrong, or that I
hate
make
that shit too.
wrong, and I tell you about it, and now you so defensive and mad at me. But if you tell me something and I correct it, or move, I'm not saying I gotta correct you in front of a whole bunch of people. But if it's just me and you, and I'm like, hey, I ain't like the way this happened, or I feel like no, you're in the wrong on this, and you take that kind of turns me off too.
I don't like that.
What type of friendship are we having? I don't want a yes man around me, and I don't want to be a yes man for nobody.
Especially when they want to tell you about yourself and they can't take that shit. That shit irritates me. Like you want to give me all this when I come to you and tell you bamming the fuck out. Don't be mad at me.
Don't be mad at
Bama right now.
Well, you know what else is funny too? And then we gotta move on. You know the friend that be cool, right? But then men get around and
y'all don't like that shit.
Now all
be
of a sudden
doing too much.
So now you real jokey.
I don't like that. I don't like that shit neither. It's like attention seeking in a way. Like,
say that again. Say that again. Ooh.
I don't like that shit neither.
All right, hold up, sis.
But that comes to me with loyalty, like part of loyalty with me, or just the fake shit, like you said. The
that when it has me questioning your character, I be like shaking my head, like.
I knew it. I should have listened to my mom. I always got no letters or nothing in my mouth.
You don't. You good.
Thank you. All right. We've talked about this before, Shonda. We had an issue, right, on the other show with a gentleman because he did not like.
You calling them gentlemen? Lord Jesus, the last show was so bad. I was so mad, but
we had a problem because he was deemed as someone who was not a high value man. I mean, I still don't know what to make of this.
Shonda, it was my fault. It was my fault. He was really mad at me. He wasn't mad at everybody else. He was mad at me. But I mean, this is my thing, right? So every man be like, they like Kevin Samuels, right? So Kevin Samuels is the one who said this. It wasn't me. But he was like, so I can never call you, say that you're not a high value woman. I said you could because according to the definition of society, I'm not. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he was really taking it personally. It wasn't personal at all. It was just really like society said that this is the definition of a high value man, and this is somebody who always talking about society. So why are you mad at me? Because I'm telling you what society is saying.
Okay, so
yeah.
Now, Shonda, let me play devil's advocate, right? Because this was my stance, and I'm probably the only one who had this. But listen.
I'm listening.
You married, so I want to combat kind of what Judy is saying a little bit because although by society's standard, my husband is not a high value man because he doesn't have a certain income status or something of that sort, right? Which I get. I don't give a fuck. I'm not ever going to say that my husband is not a high value man because I see how he handles shit and how he makes sure shit's straight for me.
Agree.
So I will never say that, right? But all in conclusion, right? Since we know the definition of a high value man, is the definition of a high value woman the same? Because I feel like it's different. Because men is very tied to financial status. But I don't.
Yeah, I would say it's different.
I would say it's different.
I would say it's different. I would definitely say the definite is. I would say it's different between a high value man and a high value woman.
How is it different?
I think it's like you said, mostly financial, because women are not expected to run the household financially. A man is expected to run the house financially.
So then what makes us high value then?
Everything else.
In our eyes or in a man's eyes?
Both.
In my eyes, I would say just making sure, because even though a woman can run the household and it don't have to be financial or not overpowering a man. Like in your household, you still should be able to run a man. And I feel like, that's hard because I feel like
it's hard.
I feel like a woman can run a household with a man being a high value man, and she's a high value woman because of how y'all work together. It's all about how you work together in anything. So, and what society, and I'm sorry, I'm like this. Fuck society.
That
Fuck
was
what
my whole
society-
thing, Shonda. I kept saying
Fuck
it,
what
but no,
society think. I don't care what nobody else thinks because, like you said, Ray, I agree with you. Like you said, if your husband is not considered a high value man because of his money,
He's
the
bringing
tax bracket,
$200,000 a year.
yeah, like because of what he made. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? What long as bills are paid, no bills are missed, you good, you taking care of y'all household is taken care of. It don't matter.
My husband's value does not. I think that I get the word value and that equating to X, which is a number, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just think there's so many things. I think that's the problem, that we're geared to think that way. And it's like, it's so many different areas of value, you know what I'm saying, that you can contribute even as a man. But for a woman, I think what makes you high value is how you handle things. You can run a household, but how are you running that household, right? Just like somebody can get the job done, but then you go back and you like, dang, it's a spot there and a spot there and a spot there. You didn't do this paint job right, but you got it done, right?
Right.
The value in a woman comes with her efficiency and how effective she is in completing those tasks that it takes to run a household, right? Because if she's efficient in completing her household duties, she's efficient in taking care of her man because she has the time, right? So it's that's to me what generates or helps contribute to a high value woman. But let me hear from everybody. Julie,
Yeah.
talk to me.
Yeah, I think a high value man and high value woman, it is different by definition due to society. Because when you think about a man, it is tied to his financial status and what he's able to do as a provider. As a woman, I think that what make you valued in a man's eyes or in general is the qualities that you may bring in the household. So it's not necessarily financial, because the man is going to handle things financially anyway. Even if you're equally yoked, you might contribute, but naturally he's going to take on more of the financial burden anyways. So I think it's more so the qualities that the woman may bring as far as characters, morals, and values, which make her valued. So I think that's what it is. I think the definition is based off of the qualities, her value, her morals, and character that would make her that high value woman. And her standard with man, it definitely is tied to finances. Of course, that's not the only valuable thing about a man. But naturally, let's be realistic as women. You're not messing with no broke bummy nigga.
Exactly.
Let's be 100% clear. You're going to look for someone who's financially stable. And unfortunately, that is tied to his finances and how he's able to balance his money. So naturally, regardless, he's going to always be tied to the financial standpoint because he is providing the household. So, of course, naturally you say he valued, but naturally as a high value man, it does contribute to the money factor.
So you saying a man may be valued, but he may not be high value.
Right.
He's missing one of the key components, which is fine.
Because I can value you as a man, but realistically, if you're not financially stable, taking care of the household, that value don't hold no kind of. I mean, of course, naturally, like, oh, he's valuable, but that shit means nothing if he's not handling business financially anyway. Because then that's what it takes over. And affect the other qualities and the contributes that he brings to the household. It was
how you even look at him as a man.
I kind of had this argument earlier with someone, because we were just talking about, and I know y'all probably said the Blueface and Krishan situation when he just posted like the laundry room. Oh yeah, I seen that. Why with the laundry room? But my thing in it, and I look at it and I just heard something and it was like, I looked at it different. Yes, as a woman, you are supposed to be making sure your house is clean, clothes is washed. But at the same time of it, she said, I just went and made you I make you money every weekend. Krishan is the breadwinner of that motherfucking house.
Indeed.
Because Blueface ain't making no money. Krishan is making the money. So, motherfucker, you go wash the motherfucking clothes. I just made you money this weekend. You go wash those clothes.
The roles are now reversed.
The roles are now reversed because it is what it is. She's making. I don't give a fuck what she do, what they do. But that one situation made me think, like, why she gotta make the money,
Then what are you
Be-
here
Because
for?
But you know why he thinking like that though? You know why he
Because
thinking
he
like
feel
that?
like
It's because he is the man. Is tied to
exactly.
finances. To her,
right.
the finances mean nothing. He put her value based off of the things that
That
are
she
happening
can
in
do
the
and
house.
those fine. Yep.
And those, because he's in his mind, like, I can make the money. Like, let's be clear, I made you who you was to get the revenue that you had.
Mhm.
So in his mind, he like, yeah, you making the money, but you bringing in that money because of where I put you and what position I put you in. So I think he uses that like, okay, but you're missing all of the other factors which he spoke on. Like, okay, you making money, but in a relationship, what the fuck are you doing?
What are
There's
you
no
doing?
it's no value
I mean,
there.
are
You
they
be
even in a relationship though?
well, huh?
Hold on.
Are
Go
they
ahead,
even
Judy.
in a relationship though?
Girl, we don't know what they in.
Like that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm just saying. Like when
He's
I just
holding
said,
an expectation of her as if like that's my wife, but then you on the internet
doing
like
what you doing.
embarrassing her.
I'm not
So,
washing my motherfucking clothes either, motherfucker. You said you.
But that goes to, I think that goes with standard. Because my thing is, like what he was saying, like pick a side. Like you already knew what the fuck I came. When you came into the situation, you knew what it was. Like I was cheating on my baby mother who just had 2 kids to be with you. Like there should have been no type of standard you had for that. So as you as a woman, you kind of allow where you be at. So it's like now you want to say, oh, how you expect me to do this when you was doing it? But it's like you came into it knowing what the fuck I was
but
in.
he entertained it.
He didn't know he
He
did. I'm not saying he
like,
right, but I'm not saying he
If
right,
he
but
didn't
that's
want
his
her to start
mindset.
acting how he was acting, as soon as she started acting like that, he should have checked it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he a
He used that
motherfucking
for
parent.
them to
Shut
make
my
money. So now he
motherfucking
mad
clothes.
because he's saying the
My
truth.
motherfucking
It's
clothes
like,
better be washed
that's on
when
him.
I come back up in this motherfucker.
And y'all see, I don't move. I don't bust a grape.
Hey, the married life is different. It's hard out here.
Man,
It
and my
is
man, my
because
husband is retarded, and
I
I
ain't
know.
gonna hold you. I go to well, actually, no. I wish I could say I wash the dishes because I don't. Like that. I do the
But
clothes
and I
like I
think,
should.
but and to go into that, my husband do things around the house. Like
Yes.
he will. Like he's not gonna just sit up just because I'm making money or I provide for you. Like no, we're not doing that. Like at all. You know,
That's what I'm saying. Those
equally.
seem to be the most valuable relationships. You know what I'm saying?
It
Those
is.
Because it's a partnership.
It's
not
a partnership.
Yes,
it's not like
I'm about
a
to say,
like,
yeah.
oh, you have to do this because you're a woman, or you have to do this because you're a man.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't believe in
And I
gender
take
roles.
that back to
I'm not
financial.
taking out trash. I will not.
Oh yeah, I live in the country. I ain't fucking with it.
Not at all. But yeah.
But I'll get it in the bag for you, and sit it up.
Yes.
That's it. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this question was interesting because we've talked about the high value man. I think a high value woman also, the one thing I think we missed was reproduces, right? And that's in terms of children, but not
That is valuable.
But in terms of you can give her a single red cent and she'll come back with 100 of those.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Gucci wife is
Keisha. Yes.
Yeah.
Because she flipped that and made that work. Meaning, all you got to do, baby, is give me a little bit of this,
and I'm gonna take it a long way,
and I'm gonna rub it together, and we'll be fruitful.
Yeah.
That's why I say
and I was gonna put that into because, like, in my household, being married, like, I mean, yes, we talked about this. We have our separate bank accounts, but when it comes to our household bank account, I run that household bank account. Like I do. I make sure the bills are paid because he is out working and he's providing that money for us. So yes, I'm going to make sure. And guess what? I'm gonna double it a little bit because we got ways. Women got ways. We got ways of making it what they don't. So that's too when it comes to saying a woman can or a man can be on a tax bracket and then a woman, you know what I'm saying? A man make this amount of money, but if he get that amount of money to that woman, and if she's a real woman and a strong Black woman, it's gonna make it work. So it'll be basically the same.
It's funny because we talked about that on the last podcast where they said it doesn't matter. Remember they said that when we was like, oh, with the man making money, we handle the household bills, and it's like that shit don't matter. Like a woman taking care of the household bills and saving. I was like,
what I want to say about that is talking like at my place of employment, I get the opportunity to talk to more married men than I do in my real life, and all of them handle the account. because their wives
believe
spend
it.
money.
I believe that.
Value in that's not even appreciated enough, because really we're gems, Shunda, because a lot of women
I do believe that.
the finances, maybe because they're not contributing as much, or because they're not disciplined enough to handle things.
Exactly. And I think it's too with that discipline. Like, you have to be disciplined.
Yeah, discipline. Yeah.
That I was always disciplined, because I was not. But as I got older and I started to think about, and I had my child, like, the bull crap comes later.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about making sure we're good, and if something happened, we're even great. You know what I'm saying? We can, as long as I feel like I can have my mortgage paid on my house, if I can have my mortgage, as long as I got at least a year and a half of mortgage saved, I'm okay. And I can keep building towards that, because if something ever happened, and we just had COVID happen, anything could happen. And you have to be able to have something to fall back on.
$600 weekly checks. Sorry.
You need some of that money. You know, you just got to have something to be able to fall back on.
Yep.
I'm big on that, and I didn't, and I wasn't always, but when I wasn't, I was used to the single life, the fast life of, you know, my husband, you know, what he used to do and the type of money he used to bring in. So I was accustomed to just being able to do what I want to do, spend what I want to spend. But then when that's all ripped away, you had a reality check, like, okay,
let me buckle down.
Let me get the shit that matters.
Let me see if y'all agree with this. Me and Trina Bina kind of touched on this before y'all came in. I didn't proofread. It's how so men don't have to try to be sexy, right? They don't have lingerie, they don't have as much prep work as us, but they don't have the struggles of going out of their way to be sexy. They regular is sexy. They go get a haircut, we like, yeah. So why is that? Or am I missing it? Do men do things similar to maybe lingerie or something that makes them sexy? Lucky bastard.
I don't never really think that a man is like sexy. I don't know. I just feel like
I see some sexy ass men.
I feel like it's it's
you
more
just see somebody
masculinity
like,
for me.
sexy.
Like, it ain't really like, oh, you're sexy. Like, I don't know. For me, it's not that. It's
you ain't never been.
Never.
You ain't never been with your man and he just minding his business.
Sexy is
and he get out the shower. Maybe he got, just his little boxes on.
Maybe sexy is not the word that I would use. Sexy is probably not the word.
What would you say in that moment?
What would you? Yeah, I was gonna say, what word would you use?
I mean, like, you look fine or you look good, something like that. But sexy, no. I looked at more as though as a woman. Like, I wouldn't. I don't think I would call my man like sexy. Or something.
When I think about sexy, I think of like sex appeal.
To me, I wouldn't call him sexy, but I have like you said, like a haircut or something. You know what I'm saying? Nothing even major. Like, they don't have to do nothing major, and they'll be sitting on the couch and you'll just walk in like, damn, okay.
I ain't even gonna lie. Let a nigga walk in there with the right type of walk, right type of talk.
Yeah, like,
that's a sexy motherfucker. He look at you and the way he look at you is like he undressing you with his eyes. He might do a little look. Oh, like,
and that's most of like how he's carrying himself.
Like, that's some big energy. Yeah.
Okay. So you saying as far as physicality, that's not something you consider sexy, but persona is, Judy? Is that what you mean?
No, sexy is just not a word that I would use to describe a man. Is this what I'm saying?
I mean, I don't necessarily know if I go up to my husband and be like, with your sexy ass. I'm gonna say with your fine ass.
Yeah. But I would think like that's a sexy motherfucker. Like, that's a like that nigga got sex appeal. Like, that nigga.
I was gonna say, like, I have said something like to my husband, like, your sex appeal. Like,
sexy.
And it was like, I was just looking at him. He had on a suit, and I was just like, ooh, just
I get licked up.
Yes, we don't have to go to this little event.
Whatever.
We just be a little late, be on CP time.
Let me ask y'all this, and we're all women, and Shunda, I want to hear from you actually first, because you're a mother to a young man. Okay. So I've heard and I've seen that it seems to be more okay when women, I don't know if sexualize is the right word, but say, oh, my son's the man of the house, or he's a zaddy, or like they help him get this kind of maybe mature look at a young age. But when a father does that, it's like gasp, like why do you guys think, if you think that it's more acceptable or accepted by women to do that than men?
That's a good question. I feel like in today's world, everybody sexualize kids now. A little boy or a little girl, everything is sexualized, from the clothes they wear, from their hairstyles, like you said, cutting their hair to a certain way, or doing, little things like that. I think it's more okay for a woman to do it. And because I think it's okay for society sees it okay for a woman to do it, because they're looking at like, oh, that's your son. You're not, women don't teach their son to be gangsters or, little things like that. And men, when they're teaching their son and maybe saying the same thing that a woman is saying to them, is going to be looked at different, because it's a man telling him, and it's like, oh, you want your son to treat women like this, or you want your son to, when really they don't. They're saying the same thing that the mother just said, but it's just different coming from a man than coming from a woman. I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's okay for neither party.
Because I've heard women say my son is fine, but if a man say my daughter's sexy, like,
that's unacceptable. And that's both parts is unacceptable.
Oh, both parts is very
especially like the zaddy.
I never like, oh, my son is fine. I always say my son is handsome.
Yeah, handsome or something like that.
I have a handsome young man, or I have a handsome little boy. I don't like the word boy and girl. I just don't. So I'll say I have a handsome my son is a handsome young man, or I have a handsome, my son is handsome, something like that. I don't say fine, or even with a little girl, I don't be like, oh, she is fine. I'm like, she's
unacceptable.
Or she's
pretty, or she's
unacceptable.
She's pretty, or she's cute, or she's beautiful. And I don't think it's a problem for a man to say his daughter is beautiful.
Beautiful, yes.
I don't. But if he's like, oh, my daughter is sexy, then yeah. And if
that's a little weird.
My daughter is sexy. What do you mean your daughter is sexy? What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't think it's acceptable. Well, I don't think it's acceptable either party.
But yeah,
it's giving creep.
Like more in terms of it being more acceptable, I think people don't realize how much sorry to take this term, but I don't think people realize how much little boys are actually molested. So I don't think people think of it that way in terms of like if a woman says that in comparison to a man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's still wrong. And I am curious on that. Like, it just seems to be so much more accepted if a woman makes those comments. It's like, oh, she's joking.
Because a lot of people don't take men being molested seriously. Men being molested sometimes don't even take it seriously. Like, they just think like, oh, this is cool, or this is like a notch on my, like, no, it's not.
Years ago, a guy I grew up with, we were all having a conversation, and he was saying when his son was a certain age, he was taking his son to go receive fellatio.
Like booze.
That is not okay. That is not okay.
And all the women that was in there, all of us, I'm not gonna just say like it was just me, all of the women in there like, no, that's abuse. And he was like, no, it's not. That's my son becoming a man. And why would you want your son to do something like that? Especially at the age he said it was. He was like, at that age, that's not something you should want to introduce your son to. That's not something you should want to be saying. And I promise you, to this day, I look at him totally different. I still look at him totally different. And when I look at him, I see I see perv, because why would you want your son? That's molestation. That is molestation.
It is.
All the women who agree to that. How much?
That's what we were saying. Like, and where is his child? He's like, well, mama ain't got no choice. What you mean she don't have no choice? That's her child. Like, and this was years ago, but it was still like that was just one of the things that just was like, really? Like, it's really people out here that think like that. And he thought it was nothing wrong with what he was saying.
Even like the man of the house statement also based my
Because it probably happened to him.
blood
Shonda.
boil.
He probably happened to him, so he think that's normal.
Okay.
That is normal. And
Nobody corrected that for him, so he think that that's normal.
like, I just was
That
like,
should be
I was mind bogged. Like, my mind was gone. And I think everybody that was in that room that day was all feeling the same way. Like, no, I don't care if it's a little boy. That's
wild.
That's abuse.
I got 2 more questions because we got to move on. We have 50 minutes. I'm trying to keep us at 60 hours. But I love this shit. And Shonda, I'm so happy that you joined because I really feel like you're a good addition to the show.
Oh, thank you. I love being here. Like, I love this. Like, this is something I love. Like, so.
Me too. Especially since I don't have no friends. I need to stop. I keep saying I'm stop saying this. Especially since I don't have this setting often. Let me say that. Okay. All right, so 2 more, right? Let me go with the light heart one first, and then we'll close with the other one. What's the strangest place you slept?
In a car.
I slept on a bench before. Yeah.
The train. Like Metro.
Mm-hmm.
I slept
on
a bench
trainer.
How? Girl, I used to be knocked out when I was girl, I didn't drive when I was pregnant. I used to be going through it like shit. And after work, I used to work 12-hour shifts. Oh, baby, I was done on that little job. I used to have my little purse tucked and my head on the window and be out. And I used to always wake up before my stop. Every time. I don't know how, but I just always.
When I was younger and I worked, I used to fall asleep on the bus and always woke up at my stop. But I don't feel like that was like the weirdest place. I think on a bench would probably be I have fell asleep on a bench.
Mm-hmm. I'm talking feet and knees in that joint. Like, yeah, like this.
Like woke up later on in the day, like caught myself skipping school and fell asleep on the bench.
Mm-hmm. I have done it. I did it, and it was at a bus station for me, Naylor Road. I never forget. And I don't even know how I fell asleep, but I did, and it just, I was out.
You tired. Sometimes you just tired. You just can't. Yeah.
I was young, trying to call myself running away, and fell asleep on the bench in the park.
My mother used to tell me, "You ain't gotta run; you could walk."
And that's how my mama was like, girl, where's not like, first of all, I didn't run far. I was still in the same projects, like the same projects that I'm from, that everyone knows. I was sleep on the bench and nothing fucking happened to me.
Yeah, that's sheer luck too.
Woke up and they took my ass home.
Right, this gonna take us home, y'all. So people raised off love shouldn't date people raised off survival. Give me 2 seconds because there's actually an explanation on one of these reasons. Here it is. So I wanted to have that up. So, because this kind of swayed me when I read this. Judy, let me hear from you first. Like, true, false?
I think it's false. And the reason why I'm saying that is because just because you was raised off of love or raised off of survival does not mean that like that's the person who you need to date. Because you might need that different love. If you was raised off survival, you might need that person who was raised off love because they can show you something that you ain't never seen before. So I don't think that that's true at all.
Okay. Trina Bina?
I say false because I feel like that's my relationship now. Like I feel like I come from a very loving family type, like best friends when we really blood. I feel like my boyfriend, hearing like the stories and the shit that he been through and like the shit he's seen, he was raised off survival. We had to survive, and I feel like I learned a lot from him. Like being able to hear what he's been through and just how he sees the world and from his perspective, and he teach me shit that I just never, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't even seen it before. So I'm like, damn, that shit happened. Shit like that, damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. Because I only know one type of environment, one kind of people. Like I've always been blessed. Even my friendships, I had friendships since the first grade. Like I've always been around love, good vibes. So like to hear his perspective on like coming from like the streets and having to fend for himself young, I be learning a lot from him. And he's capable of loving. Like he's probably one of the most loving boyfriends I had. He just was brought up that way, but he capable of loving because he shows me. I learn a lot from him.
Okay. I think it's false as well, because I was not raised. Not saying our love was showed different. Now, we did have to survive, and my husband, he was raised, and you can say, with love, and turned out totally different from me. And there's things that I teach him and he came from a family of love and closeness and all this stuff. And me coming from that street, the survival part of it is like, I teach him stuff, he teach me stuff. And I think it's reversed. So I think it's false.
Mm-hmm.
What you think?
I think it's truth in the statement. People raised off love shouldn't date people raised off survival to a degree, right? And the post that this girl made me talk about this because she was saying how if you're raised off of, she says this: people raised off love should not date people raised off survival. I was raised off love and I'll do anything for you. The problem is you being raised off survival, you'll do anything for only you. The two don't mix. And I thought about this.
But that's not true.
That's not true.
I think
that's not true at all.
I think it does in some situations, right? There are some people who, yes, maybe can adjust. But I think if we looked at this on a larger scale, people really raised strictly off survival, had no one. I think that they do struggle to give their emotion. They are for self. I can relate to this, not even that I was raised from survival, but being in a relationship with my husband and really having to worry about us too, I struggled for a minute because I was so me driven. You know what I'm saying? What do I need? What am I going to benefit? What am I going to get from this? And it took me a while to grow from that. And luckily I was mature enough to do that. But I could see someone who maybe is raised strictly on survival that may not have been able to convert that. You know what I'm saying, to understand that, hey, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to care about somebody else outside of yourself. So I do think it has some truth. Is it totally true? Maybe not, but I can understand it because there are people, and we see it in our friendships, that are very giving, very, very passive, right? Because of the environments that they've been in. Where somebody who is strictly on survival is much more aggressive, much more, hey,
they're aggressive, but they usually are very lovable and nice.
I'm about to say,
in my experience.
Also, you can take some risks too. Like a person that comes from a loving household can be also selfish as fucking all about themselves.
And I was just about to say that.
I feel like that risk that you take is just dealing with the person itself, because you got some selfish motherfuckers, and you might have somebody that come from just being in a survival environment where they want to basically break those them chains and want to be different. Like they might not want to be in that situation because they've been in it and they know how hard that shit is. So they might want to be able to be the good father, the good husband, the good boyfriend, the good man, the honest man.
They're selfish too.
I give you an example. My husband, I just told you, he was raised with a loving family, loving household. Mother and dad love each other. His mom has never been with another man. Like, very loving. I love you, telling each other, I love you. This is what they were raised. But my husband's choices made him very selfish, and things that he's went through, he was very selfish. And me, on the other hand, who came from having to survive, learning how to lose him, been going through things I've went through. I was the one teaching him, hey, it's okay to let those walls down. It's okay to, we breaking barriers and things like that. So that's why I say, I think it's false, because of that, everything you just said, what you just said, if you put the person, my husband, as coming from that loving household, but was very selfish at one point in time, very all about how is this gonna affect him? What is, all about, he was like that at one point of time.
I think that even the people that do learn to display those actions, I wonder if truly deep down inside, they really are not thinking of personal survival, right? And how it benefits them more so than how it benefits the unit. I think that the reason this is easy for me to see truth in is because I know people to be selfish. So this seems very easy kind of to see a little bit for me. But yeah.
I like all the opinions on, everybody. That's why I like stuff like this, because we're not all gonna agree on the same thing, or we may not all disagree on a situation. You know what I'm saying? So I really like this. I really like this, and I respect
it too. Yeah. Me too.
I respect it.
Yeah.
I can respect anything that have a point behind it.
Okay.
No, for real.
We talking with a purpose. Let's chop it up. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like oceans and mountains here. Hello. Can we get it? Nah, that's a wrap. I want to take us out with, I forgot I had this little song on here or whatever. Every time I have to complain about FYO because why is it titled this way? And now I don't know what's what. This one, I hope this is the right song. If not, yikes. Bye, y'all.
Bye. I know you want your just keep on pushing on that.